Hello everyone and welcome to crochetjhook, Crochet and More. On today's tutorial I'm going to show you how to make a beautiful scarf using the Kartopu Burumel yarn. Sadly, the Hobium website closed and you can no longer get the Burumel yarn where I got it, but some of it is still available on Amazon. And there are also other companies who make the same kind of yarn. For example, Ice Yarn has their Cha-Cha-Cha yarn. So I'm gonna put links to similar yarns from different companies on the description box below this video, so you can see where you can get different kinds of actually different colors of this yarn, because the yarn is exactly the same. It's just made by different companies and is produced in different colors. As you can see, this yarn resembles maybe the kind of work that you would see by working with sachet yarn. It is very easy to work with. It just took a lot of trial and error in the beginning because you don't really get any instructions anywhere on how to use this yarn. And I think that might also be why people are a bit scared to buy it, because they say, oh, that's nice, it looks really nice. But you get a picture of what the finished product should look like and no instructions on how to get there. So this is why I am making this video today, and I will show you how to make the scarf using either a crochet hook or a knitting needle. So I will show you both options, and you can use whatever you have handy or whatever you feel most comfortable with. This yarn is really nice. It has a lot of sparkle and a lot of flair to it. I really like it. It makes a very beautiful scarf. Maybe you can't really see the effect because this color is mostly black, but I will have my tutorial made with a different color so you can get more of an impression of what it's like. This is very, very easy to make. This specific scarf took me less than an hour to make. It's a beautiful, quick project. And you can make as gifts, or if you need to make a large quantity for a craft fair or something like that, then this is a very, very good option. And let's move on, and I'll show you all the materials you're going to need for that project. So we're going to need one ball of the yarn. I'm using, as I've said, the Kartopu Burumel yarn, and it is similar to the Ice Yarn Cha-Cha-Cha, and there are also other companies that make similar yarns. When you open it and look at it, it looks like nothing you've seen before. This is what it looks like. And this might be why a lot of people get confused and think, how am I even supposed to work with this? It took me a lot of trial and error figuring it out. But eventually I got it. In the beginning, I just tried to knit back and forth with it. If you have seen my review of this yarn that I made a few months ago, I did mention that the yarn is heavier than sachet yarn. I had a feeling that it might be a bit on the heavy side to make a scarf. And I do want to say that the scarf that I have made eventually is heavier than a sachet scarf. It is a bit on the heavy side because of the way this yarn is, but it still makes a nice scarf, and for something that you just wear on an evening out or something like that, it's okay. So you will need one ball of the yarn, and you will need either a large needle or a large crochet hook. I'm using a 7mm crochet hook and a 7mm needle for this tutorial. You want to use, I would say, 6 to 8 millimeters. I wouldn't use smaller than that, just because of the way the yarn is and that you want to get a nice result on your scarf. So get your materials together and I will show you how to begin. So to begin the scarf, you need to take a look at the way the yarn is made. you have this bottom part, this more, let's say, loose part. This is what you want on the bottom. And on top you have the more firm side of the yarn, and it has chains on the top with little holes, and every few centimeters there's like a peak here, and then again those chains. So to begin your scarf, I will first demonstrate with a crochet hook, and then I will demonstrate again with a needle, with a knitting needle. So to begin, you want to either work into the chain spaces or work into the peaks. Now, if you work into the chain spaces, then you have to keep working only into the chain spaces. And if you work into the peaks, then you want to only work into the peaks. It's your choice. The scarf will look slightly different depending on where you put your hook through, but it does not change the overall general style of the scarf. It does not change the overall look of the scarf. It changes just the way the individual ruffles look. So they either ruffle like that or they ruffle like this. So you either get this on the outside or you get this on the outside. That's the difference. So you have to choose. The method is the same. I'm going to just pick one and demonstrate it, but it works the same way either if you work into the chains or if you work into the peaks. So take your hook, and we're going to insert our hook from the front to the back, and then one time from the back to the front, and then a third time from the front to the back. So what we have on our hook is essentially this whole ruffle here. And then we're going to pull, we're going to pull the middle, the middle chain that we have on our hook. We're going to pull that over the third one, like that. And then we're going to pull the first one over that, like so. And we're going to do it again. So we have one chain on our hook already, so we're going to go from front to back, and then from back to front, and then we're going to put this loop through the second one, and then again through the first one. And we're just going to continue working that way, putting every time 2 loops on the hook, one from the front, one from the back, and then taking that one and putting it through the second one, and again through the first one. And as we continue, the part that we already worked is going to start curling, and then eventually will look like this. It's just one long chain. There are no going up and down rows. It's just putting one chain through the other. So we work 2 at a time, front to back, back to front, and then we take the third one through the second one, the second one through the third one through the first one, and just continue this way. So that's it. It's very, very easy. And I'm gonna take this apart and show you how to do the same using your knitting needle. It is exactly the same idea, just there are some people who feel more comfortable holding needles than crochet hooks. Some people knit and don't crochet, some people crochet and don't knit, some people do both but feel more comfortable with one over the other. So I'm just gonna demonstrate. It is exactly the same, but instead of inserting your crochet hook, you're going to insert your needle from front to back, from back to front, and from front to back again to have your initial 3. And then you're gonna take the second loop and pull it over the first one to cast it off, like so. Sorry, I will do it again. You're going to take the second one and cast it off and put your needle through to keep the third one on the hook, on the needle, I'm sorry. And then you're going to do the same with the first loop and take your loop through it, like so. And then you already have one loop on your needle, so you're going to insert again from front to back, from back to front, and just continue doing that. Take the second one over the third one, take the third one over, take the first one over the third one. And now the third loop from the previous round becomes the first loop from this round, and we're casting 2 more on. We're pretty much just casting on and off. So once again, we have 3 loops on our hook. We take the middle one, we cast it off, and then we take the first one and cast that one off, like that. And as you can see, the effect is the same. Comes out the same way. It's just a matter of convenience. So what you do with your knitting needle is pretty much just casting on, casting off. And with your crochet hook, you pretty much just chain, and take the third chains through the second and first chain and do that again and again and again and again. It's very, very easy. As I've said, it's less than an hour project if you sit down and do it. Each one of those Burumel yarn balls have about 70 meters in them, and that's enough for a normal adult woman's scarf, which is this. This is what comes out of it in the end. It's sparkly, it's nice, it has this flair to it, as I've said, and I really like that. I think in general I like one ball projects, easy projects that you can just make and gift, and you don't have to think too much about it. So that's it. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope you found it helpful. And if you did, please give this video a like and share it with your friends. And please don't forget to subscribe if you're not already a subscriber on my channel. I have so many more videos coming up, and I already have a lot of videos on my channel. So just go back to my channel and check them out. All the links related to this specific tutorial will be in the description box below. Thank you for watching, and I will see you all next time.